Oh, you're supposed to clap to begin.
Oh, for real?
Now it is. Okay.
It's back?
It's right now. Is it recording? Good?
Yeah. Go clap.
All right.
First one to talk is gay.
What's up, guys?
We can't say that. God dang it, bro. All right. Well, anyhow, let's go straight into it because this is going to be a very different episode because of the equipment. Well, welcome to the podcast. Yes,
What's up,
and
what's
today
up,
we
whoop,
have
whoop.
special guests, my very two dear friends that I met a few years ago, the Underground guys,
The
3-2 and DC.
Underground.
Awesome, thank you for having us.
Yes, sir,
Excited
yes,
to
sir.
be here on finally. Been watching it, so finally to get to
We've been talking about this. We've been talking about coming
We've
here.
been talking about this since I started.
Yeah.
It. And y'all were part of the inspiration where I'm just like, you know what? Just send it. We're gonna start a podcast. So
I remember when we
Go
used to be in
at it.
like that conference room and we used to like do like content. We still have a couple clips
Yeah.
of us just like reviewing cars.
yeah,
at some
because you
point.
wanted to do some like little like what you thought on these cars, and I'm always like, it's okay, it's pretty nice, you know, it's not the worst, you know. So yeah, but now full circle. Now there's a whole Word on the Street podcast. You guys can be a guest. And this is the first time we actually set this layout out, so it's a little different, and I'm a little like dazed by it right now. But yeah, hi Matt.
It looks like it wants to kill you.
Matt's not like what happened? You
So normally it's just the two of you running, like speaking to each other and whatever.
Yeah,
right?
so
And
usually
about a
it's
topic
that.
or something.
Exactly. We'll have some random topic like that last Christmas episode. This guy was just talking on a tangent about I want a car that's supercharged, turbocharged, twin
I've
charged,
seen that,
and
yeah.
naturally aspirated.
I'm just talking about the car, bro.
Just get a Tesla. You get power whenever you want, right?
No, he wanted a turbocharged,
Bro.
supercharged, naturally aspirated V12.
Naturally aspirate.
Yeah, bro.
But just have 5 engines in the same car, bro.
All the variability, dog. If you're gonna have like every single car in one car, you never need another car. It's in your car.
That would actually kill the market. Like no one else would buy any other car.
Yeah, you know, reliability, yeah, we'll figure it out as it goes kind of thing, right? But forget about that. Today, the episode is about you guys. Because you guys have been, well, let's be real, like, you guys been around, I know you guys for about 2 years now, and I just seen you guys grow and grow and grow to the point where, like, you guys are pretty recognized within the car scene, and I'm very happy to see you guys
Oh, yeah.
to achieve such success. I wish Will was here, but, you know, I get it. Man makes money, so he has to go on like trips, right? You know?
The country.
Yeah, during this time, he goes every year back to back home to see his family and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
okay.
obviously we wanted to do this with him, but it's okay. We're here.
It's okay. You two will. He's here in spirit with us. And you two are gonna
Sir,
decide.
sir.
You two are good enough now.
Yeah, we'll do.
More than good enough. They are. Anyways, right?
Well, it was
I'll go
camera
with
shy
today
anyways.
because I have to like pull up the questions. Yeah, so I do have a few questions for you guys to answer, and then we'll go from there after that, right? So can you start by telling us like who is Underground? What is Underground?
Honestly, that's a question that we genuinely struggled ourselves to define what underground is. You know, like the motivation behind it, because I feel like the brand has evolved to a point where it's gone past our objective, like a initial vision of the brand. You know, our initial vision of the brand was a rap shop. You know, it wasn't a car community. It wasn't anything to what it could call it now, but it started off as us putting a banner on our cars, the name of the shop. The name, this answers a lot of questions, is from Need for Speed. So Underground, right? So, but it's about like what I loved about the car community. You know, when you go to Need for Speed, every mission you go into this parking garage somewhere deep in the city, and the whole city changes to this race. You know, like I love that. Like, you know, and I guess that was my passion for cars when we first started the rap shop, and then when we put these banners on the cars, it didn't really mean anything, right? It was just, oh, these are the guys that rap cars, right? But now I feel like the underground is like, oh, that's underground, and it means so much more than just a shop that raps cars. I don't even think half our demographic knows we rap cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The banners started off as we finished the car, and now we put our branding on it to kind of just show the rap job, you know. And then people started
It was
ordering.
supposed to be like a PR move for raps. Like, this is a very well done raps, because we knew that the market initially for raps have been very. You pay for it, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be paint, but it's a cheaper option than paint, right? That's how people kind of viewed raps. They didn't have an expectation for quality when it comes to raps.
Yeah.
A rap is a rap. It's nowhere going to be good as paint.
Yeah.
Right? Which still holds up. Obviously, a custom paint job on a rotisserie is going to be the apex of of car customization when it comes to that color changes, but
like 15K minimum.
We wanted wraps to be something that someone could bring to a show and be proud of, right? And I think we do that. Like our quality of wraps, especially with the business relationships we have with the suppliers, I think we're able to offer that to people, right? But I know that you guys are interested in the branding side of things, like the community side of things. But yeah, that underground now, I couldn't give you a textbook definition of underground, Underground, I would say at most is a syndicate, right? That's why we're called Underground Syndicate. A lot of people, they associate syndicate with like crime families and all that stuff, but if you look up the definition of syndicate, it's a collective group of people with one objective.
Today I learned.
Right?
My English got expanded.
So that's I don't know if you want to pull up the def tech, Google def.
You just try to clarify.
Where's my
that,
Jamie? Yeah, but that's what it means, right? And that's something that we could relate to as a community. That we're a community of like-minded individuals, as cliche as that is, but that have an objective goal of having fun with our cars.
Was Underground Syndicate, or was it like Underground Wraps?
It was Underground Wraps, and then Underground Automotive, and then Underground Syndicate. But we are kind of diversifying the business in a little bit, where Underground Syndicate will be a brand, and then Underground Automotive will be our storefront, brick and mortar for any work.
Yeah, so you guys started like a new Instagram account. Like you have like Underground Syndicate, and now you guys have like Underground like Wraps.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just when you have such a big following, right? Especially the way we did it is we started off with Wraps, and then we got to like 70K followers, right? And then we started posting banner content, and that got us 50K followers, right? And then lifestyle content, that's another 50K followers, right? And that's our demographic is so like all over the place. So when we post rap content, you have half the people being like, what is this? And then you have half people be like, oh, it's regular underground rap content, right? When you post lifestyle content, people are like, I was expecting to see a car wrap. Why am I seeing clothing, right? So especially for Instagram in particular, it's important because Instagram is a high converting social media, meaning you're able to people are seeing your stories every day. They're seeing your posts every day. They're seeing everything. You can, once they follow your ecosystem, they're in, right? So we wanted to be able to, hey, we have a $2,200 wrap promotion. We want that to go to the right people, not everybody.
Yeah.
So with this page, we wanted to just do lifestyle stuff, drop stuff, right? So if you like Underground, if you like what we stand for, that's your page you want to follow.
Support you guys by buying your clothing.
Exactly.
And all that stuff.
So then wouldn't you say you'd get like more visibility if you posted your $2,200 wrap deal on this account?
Yes, I totally agree with you. I see where you're coming from, but it's less about it's all about conversion, right? I'd rather show my post to 100 people and get 30% of those people to do it than showing it to 70,000 people and only getting 1%. You know what I mean? And you also have to think about how those posts affect your branding, right? If you're known for doing cool shit all the time and then all of a sudden you see an ad promo for a shop that wraps cars, you're kind of disinterested with it now, right?
Trying to sell me something.
Yeah, he's trying to sell me something. What? I'm not interested in this, right?
Unfollow.
So you got to think of that it's like when Woolstar posts OnlyFans chicks. You know, it's like I'm here for the memes and the drama. I'm not here to see, a girl. I mean, some people are, I guess, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Fracturing your audience.
It's like an ad on a meme page.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of view it. So that's why we're really pushing toward diversifying our incomes and really separating the two communities.
That's nice.
Yeah,
We do a lot of things too, so you want to
Yeah,
separate.
you guys do a lot of things. How's your project coming along?
Oh, but we won't mention that one here.
Work in progress though, right?
It's a work in progress, man.
Okay, so keep it under wraps until further notice.
No,
wraps.
we have so many plans.
Grab wraps.
There's a lot of plans with that car, actually. Like, it's finally one of the projects that I'm finally going to commit with it so much. Part of it is for the contracts that we have for parts. But no, that car is actually, like, I'm finally putting my head down and just taking my time with it. That's one thing with a lot of the projects that I've had.
Are you proud of him yet? Are you proud of him finally?
Okay, I would be proud of him if he doesn't trash on my car too often. That's what my car gets. Like, my car was the car that got trashed underground because it was an older car and Prelude,
Yeah.
But like, you gotta. It's like having an ugly kid.
Hold on. Let's pull that up. I actually don't think your car is the ugly car. I can explain it to you whenever you come to me about it. If you can pull it up somewhere,
If you go, click the first photo, and then go through tagged.
And then just go through your directly.
And then you'll see Underground Pre-2 there, and then it'll be all the prelude. So
Okay.
click that, and then there you go.
Actually, wait, right there, yeah. Right there. That's a good photo of it, actually. Because that's the
Final.
sixth photo, if anything. One down.
Yeah,
There you go. There. Yeah, that one.
68.
Because that's the whole, like, banner.
Yeah, yeah. That
Purple.
was before I lowered it. So,
Oh, well.
Glossy Chuck Fitbit.
Yeah, but still, like, look at it, right? Like, it's so, like, bro, it's in your face.
Yeah, and that's what like a lot of people they don't understand is my main objective is to make the most bespoke thing. It could be it might not be what I want on the car, but I want it to be the most noticeable thing in terms of running a business.
Attention grabbing.
Attention grabbing.
Like, you want it to be like, whoa.
This
what's
is like the pick me of Hondas.
It's, you know what? I said this to him because he always like, oh, I'm gonna do this, do that. Why don't you just get like, I don't know, like a better chassis and then just do that? It's like, nah, bro, the prelude. And I'm just always like, I mean, you know what? It is different. I have to say that, and like the way that it came to this day.
Oh, dude, it was rough, man. It was rough. Like when
Dude,
you've seen every stage.
It was black.
Yeah, like, that was tragic, man. But yeah, like it's definitely come a long way. But like I said, like I know the car for everything it is, so I know that it's a real piece of work. Like it's not nothing good, you know.
It's a legit built, not bought kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like the thing's got a fuel cell on it.
You don't understand.
Yeah,
You don't
it's got a
understand the
fuel cell.
mess.
You should
that
pull up
this
on
car-
my reel. You should pull that video. You should see the hate that this car got. Unreal. You want to pull up a reel on your profile?
Yeah. On the profile, right? So,
Yeah, on this profile, you'll see a reel. It went viral too on like this small account. It's unreal. But I love Rage Bait. Go down. You'll see with
700K.
that's the one. Yeah, 700K.
So one down. Just go down. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the show.
Oh, because you get to see the fuel cell.
The fuel cell. Yeah. So you'll see, and the comments were hilarious.
That's crazy.
You should go through that whole comment thing. I just rage baited the hell out of that guy.
Good man. See, yo, I'm just saying. But to be
That's
fair,
wild,
you want to talk about how the fuel cell came to be?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Like,
please.
so I put a fuel cell on my car. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with why people do that on really low cars to not damage any of the fuel. Obviously, you don't want to be banging your fuel tank.
Yeah.
If you're on track use, you're running like ethanol or whatever. First of all, it's lighter because it's a smaller capacity, and it's easier to set up a high pressure fuel tank with fuel pump and all that. So it's just a lot simpler to do your fueling that way.
So that's why people with low cars do it. People with track cars do it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Why did I do it?
You're neither, my guy.
Exactly.
Wait, let me get to it.
He's in the commentating. Go on.
Yo, what are you, rice?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not hitting on the car. I'm hitting on you, my guy.
So there's two reasons. There's two reasons. Okay. So one reason is you're seeing it right in front of you. That video got 700K views on a 600 follower account, or at the time 200.
So you expected to get viral. From
Exactly. I knew it was gonna go viral. You know why? Because people are gonna be asking questions like that.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not.
The second reason why is because it's a prelude. Try to find a gas tank. That's so try to find full fuel lines, fittings, all that.
Yeah.
Plus, try to find a gas tank.
Because you came to me and you said that the fuel lines rotted out, and it rotted right at the neck.
See how he
Yep.
avoided saying that it was so rusty that it was
But the preludes are known to be flawed gas tanks. Like they always crack down the middle, so that's why.
okay.
Yeah. So not only was my fuel pump right at the neck of the gas tank rusted out, but the tank itself was cooked.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's impossible to source parts, so I was like, fuel cell. And again, those opportunities for whatever you said, right, track use or
Being
slammed, right?
Those are the practical reasons.
Those things are still available to me, right? I
gonna
could
go there
still
with
repurpose. I already spark on the highway.
Oh, really?
It's done. Pull out the clip.
Pull down the clip.
Pull out the clip.
Show them what we got.
Put the video is called Rip Oil Pan. You'll see it as a thumbnail.
Oh, rip oil.
Yeah, like I already scrape on the highway, like sparks.
Jeez.
Oh my lord.
This is one of the first ones.
I thought it was your muffler that was scraping.
No. Oh, it technically it is.
Oh, okay.
But it's my headers.
Oh,
So the
there's one.
PLM headers for this car are notoriously bad.
Yeah.
They're notoriously angled very low. So
Oh, and it shoots flame.
yeah, this thing shoots flame. But it's catless, so.
Okay.
What the hell?
and oil.
Maybe.
But yeah, like look, you'll see just sparks fly everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, it paused right before it happened, but
But we see it, yes.
right.
That
And
fire
then-
fall.
And then oil right after there. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's the whole purpose of the prelude. But again, like that's what we're doing at Underground is creating bespoke things to get you into our community, right? So
The prelude did so much work for them, honestly.
yeah, the prelude is typically that's the first car that we really worked on that we fell in love with. You know what I mean? Like I would never sell the prelude, never. You can give me $50K for it, I wouldn't sell it. Yeah.
I mean, like it's kind of a tall order to sell.
No, that I know, but like that's what I'm saying. You never know nowadays, right? But
it is cool.
like my kids are gonna drive that car.
Oh boy.
Is that like next year or like 10 years from now?
If the car holds up, maybe.
The car will hold up. I promise you, it will be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, you heard it here first, folks. He said
It's going. I'm not gonna sell it. It's not going
Kids
anywhere.
gonna drive that car.
My
His kids gonna drive that car.
Oh boy.
So, all right, okay. Anyhow, now let me go to the next question. So, okay, my next question for you guys was like, okay, what does Underground represent?
This is a hot take. Like this is a question that a lot of people ask.
Yeah.
Takeovers.
Yeah.
See, so
No.
yeah,
That's what everyone thinks.
I want to hear your before I give you like our kind of standpoint. I want to see what you guys think about
Okay,
Underground.
I already know because I grew
You're a
with
bunch of fuckboys.
censorship. Asking me is kind of bad because I grew.
You know.
We had a conversation about this, and like we had like I watched you guys grow, and like you guys even asked me for certain things, so I already knew. He's like I'm just gonna say what you guys say, so I might as well just like chill with it. But Matt, what do you think?
What do
We
you
had a
think?
conversation with you like last week or 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna like repeat what you said.
Exactly,
back then.
yeah.
Like you guys are just like the bad boys of the car community, which I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I love hate. I believe that hate it always comes from people who are envious.
Oh, yeah.
In some way, either by what you're doing or the end result of what you're doing, right? You're doing this for attention and clout. Okay, that's attention and clout that you don't have. You understand?
That's a bar, bro.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's how I always viewed hate in my eyes, right? I'm not killing anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not committing war crimes. You know, I'm not like there's politicians out there that you can focus your energy to, and you know that would probably be a better use of your time than hating on a guy that likes two-stepping. You know what I'm saying? So
what harm is he doing?
So
compared to that?
that's what I'm saying. So like, cops have always been shitting on car enthusiasts from the dawn of time. Okay, we've worked on cop cars before. They always say the people I pull over, the people that I give trouble to, are the people that look unsafe for the road. Bumpers hanging out, whatever. The cop literally said, "I'm not going to pull over a tastefully done modified vehicle. If I see that guy, you know, slam to the floor, like you know, there's nothing there." Like chances are he's gonna be put in a situation where he's gonna be hurting somebody. You know, he has to quickly turn around a speed bump. That's a cause for an accident. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of view it. But yeah, Underground, people think we host takeovers. We don't. We don't, right? If you're there, you understand. Like you would have seen me walk around with a megaphone, you know, doing all this shit. But we have a saying. I'm gonna swear one time. Sorry. F your cars and coffee.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because personally, I don't like cars and coffee. You know what I mean? I'm not there.
Cars part of the coffee part.
Not a fan of coffee.
It's a little bit of both. No, I love seeing a great car. You know, and that goes back to when I think cars and coffee. I think of real enthusiasts. You know, people who bleed dye cars. I don't bleed dye cars. You know, I bleed dye for the experience that owning a car gives you. You know what I mean? And I like doing stupid shit with cars. I love, you know, seeing flames come out the exhaust. You know, that's just the type of person I am. You can call me an idiot for it, but that's what gets me going about cars.
You're just being real, like,
right? So when it comes to like that cars and coffee stuff, it's like they're very strict on even like no hoopties there. You know what I mean? No like clap cars. They're looking at everything about the car. That's
It's like a nice dealership. Like, if you think
you know,
of
it's a dealership. It's a showroom of cars and coffee. You know, I have nothing against the cars there. I just don't want to be there. It's not what I find interesting, you know? There's a reason why Import Fest will always be the biggest car show in Canada, you know? The reason why behind that is because it's modified vehicles. People are there for the rollout. You know what I mean? And those modified vehicles have so much more, this is going to be corny, but aura than
Aura.
like supercars, right? Like we have like those high-end car shows here. We have the auto show. We have, what is that, Yorkville, that they do the exotic cars or whatever.
Yeah.
That still has nowhere near as many people as Import Fest.
Yeah.
Because Import Fest is modified vehicles. Those are the vehicles I respect.
the Toronto
Are
Auto.
you saying like the difference between like a cars and coffee and Import Fest in your mind is the cars?
cars and the type of people that attend.
It's the
Okay,
energy.
So something like, what if we have a cars and coffee that had modified cars? Like, where do we draw the line here? Like, what's the, like the reason why?
I understand what you're saying is like, oh, it's less about the cars, more about the people.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that when you have those cars and coffee events, they're also very private and exclusive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like certain people go to those events, right? Certain people at a certain level of, like the guy that's bringing his, his Ferrari is not looking at the Civic with a carbon hood. You know what I mean? It's just that, And our demographic underground, we don't have Ferraris. We don't have any of those cars, But that's not our like we don't want those demographic because like that's not fun for us, I guess maybe because we're young. Maybe it's an age thing, But I definitely just want to keep it with the demographic we have right now. I feel like is the best demographic to have in the car community.
True. Okay.
Without question.
So it's not so much like you don't like cars and coffee. It's just like you don't like the demographic that like.
As a business, yes.
Yeah, especially like when Cars and Coffee typically is related to the
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 older
rare,
gentleman owner.
yeah, like the rare exclusive 1 of 20 manufactured ever produced like 911 GT3. Whereas like if you go to like more of homegrown stuff like Import Fest or even Import Expo, it's like hey, the car that is presented there is a very unique car because that person that owns it wanted to express themselves through their vehicle by any means, whatever it is, right?
It's relatable. It's not just a money game at that point,
Exactly.
like
anyone can go buy the rare Miami blue PCCB GT3 with a 6-speed if you have enough money. There's money. But like when you modify cars, like it's very distinctive.
Yeah.
As much as like cookie cutter.
It's art. It's art at the end of the
Like,
day.
you can have like a very cookie cutter build.
Yeah.
You can pay what am I gonna shoot shots at? You can pay underground to make a cookie cutter.
Yeah,
car,
Of
right?
course.
Yeah,
So, like,
but it'll still be different because the idea that person will be like, I want to be different at the end of the day when they modify
Like
it.
I remember a car in Import Fest. It was a Civic EK, I think, and the engine bay and everything was engraved and all. You remember that
the
one?
gold wrapped one?
The gold engraved
And everything has
engine.
engraved-
The Midori,
valve
the Midori
covers
green.
Yeah.
That's insane,
It almost
man.
looks like a lowrider.
That's insane. Yeah, but it's not.
Shaved bay, just clean.
Yeah.
But that's distinctive, right? Like how
That's
many
art.
of those are you gonna see? You're gonna see plenty of Civics, plenty of EKs, but are you gonna see someone with that much detail? You might
No.
find another one.
I absolutely agree it's like the highest level, but I definitely do think there are like cookie cutter builds that I would almost place in the same category as like
A stock build?
GT3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
I think I know what you're talking about because everybody wants a Rocket Bunny or a BRZ,
yeah,
right?
that's exactly what I was gonna say, right?
But they still want to be slightly different from like the regular guy, like the other guy.
At this point, BRZs you cannot be different. Like BRZ is actually like enough BRZs.
Yeah.
At a certain point, like if you want a Rocket Bunny BRZ, you say, I want a Rocket Bunny BRZ because something different. It's no different than the guy who buys like a Riviera blue Porsche GT3 instead of a Mayank blue Porsche GT3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's so like for me, like that's always so boring. Like specking out a car, like some people geek about like certain specs on a car. You know what I mean?
Definitely more fun to modify it to.
Yeah,
because that's your spec now.
But you know who's laughing right now? The guys at the corporate headquarters that are charging you $8,000 for a package that they're probably gonna, do like exposed carbon.
Oh no!
They actually charge you more to have it exposed carbon than painted carbon. But the
You know the car's
exclusivity,
already there.
exactly. But the exclusivity of it behind it is.
Apparently, McLaren. So sidebar, but McLaren has a package. It's a pinstripe. But it's literally just vinyl pinstripe.
Oh my
It's
god!
like 10 grand.
Vinyl
It's 10
pinstripe
grand.
is the best thing I've seen in my life because the whole point of a pinstripe is to display craftsmanship.
Yeah. But no, so their thing is it's like a orange accent package or whatever they call it. I forgot. I was
Optic, cyber, whatever.
whatever McLaren's MSO, whatever.
Yeah.
So the idea is like all the orange accent, right? It's a vinyl that they just put on from the factory for you to accent and highlight the orange and whatever. And I was told this because somebody tried to replicate it through my friend that racks cars, and he's like, I'd rather pay you than to pay McLaren because you're probably gonna charge me a tenth of the price, which ironically quoted him like $3 grand.
Yeah.
He's still cheaper than the MSO package.
And those guys at the Cars and Coffee, they'd be like, "Oh,
I got
that's
the
not OEM McLaren vinyl." You know what I mean?
It wasn't in your spec sheet. when
Yeah,
the car came out
exactly.
back
And
then.
that's the type of demographic I'm like, I step away
It's too
from.
snobby,
Nothing against them, but like, I don't want to talk to you.
Just the money. That's a money games at that
The
point.
modified car community. How do you guys feel about the phrase "respect all builds"? just look at the modified car community then.
Okay, so this is a little bit tricky because at one point, I think it's all subjective. You know what I mean? Like my idea of a very cool car is very different for somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else can look at a Honda and be like 200 horsepower shitbox. You know what I mean? I think there's cars objectively that are just dog shit. For example, Chevy Cruze. You have no reason for.
You have a Chevy Cruze, sell that. You gotta work.
Number one hit.
I hate Chevy Cruze, bro.
So I'm not gonna get into the story about why we don't like them, but objectively they're ugly cars.
We don't wrap them.
Okay.
They come in or like no.
yeah, straight up.
Not your business.
Our
don't
underground,
like
like our Wi-Fi password was literally fuck Chevy Cruze for like a month.
Why not?
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, but the term respect all builds is it's thrown around as like a thing like where it's like, oh, these people have shit boxes, but they're saying respect all builds. So you got to respect their idea of modifications.
It's like
and
people
stuff.
that say size don't matter. It's the same idea. It's
we know
like
that shit has a pack.
it's like they know their car is embarrassing. Like they're embarrassed of it, but they're just like respect all bills. You know, they're just trying to feel the love.
Disclaimer: just seen he's packing, so just so you know.
The Beamer, like I don't look at the Beamer and be like respect it. It's still a work in progress. You know.
Yeah, but
like,
do you think that there's like an E36 is an objectively cool car?
Yeah.
You know, like I think like when it first came out, even now people still respect the
It's a legacy
E36.
car.
Yeah.
It's a car you look over, it flies past you, you're like, woo, E36.
I think more so now.
Ever been before, yeah.
Right, so I think it definitely changed. Like the definition of a cool car is going to change or whatever. But I think there's some cars objectively just don't mod. It's not worth it. Like it's like. I know, okay, sure, you're driving a Chevy Cruze, right? But like, if you had the opportunity to, you would buy a different platform.
Better platform, if anything.
You know what I mean? It's just not convenient for you to buy another car, so you're modifying whatever you have, and
V6
that's fine.
Chargers.
There's no problem with that.
like why are you spending all this money on a V6 Charger?
It's like that. It's like that pronoun debate. You know, it's like that's how I kind of view it. Like you can ask whoever you want to call you whatever pronoun you want, right? But you can't force the other person to view it that way, right? Because then you're infringing on their opinion, and you know what I mean, and that has to be two ways, right? So you can go out, no one's stopping you from identifying yourself in any way, but you can't ask somebody to do so. You know what I mean? So same way with your car, right? You can modify it wherever you want, but you can't expect anybody else to respect you for it. And that,
yeah.
so yeah, like respect all builds. That's just all bullshit.
Respect is earned, not given.
Yeah. So I think people are entitled to their opinion. Doesn't mean your opinion's better than others.
Okay, so that means therefore the Cruze may or may not be an absolute hip hoopty. Okay, cool.
If you have opinions that a Cruze is a great car, you're probably smoking fentanyl.
I hate this. He needs that at first.
Like I've seen one Cruze where he put a turbo on it, and I'm like. But like
it's a different strain of fentanyl.
It's another strand.
Nah.
Fentanyl XL.
Obviously we're playing, but like yeah, you can make anything look cool. You know, you ever see that guy that made his Boxer into that whole like GT3 kind of thing? It's like that one guy that made his Boxer GT3. I think that's cool as right? But like, at the same time, it's like why?
Yeah, it's not a real GT3.
He probably put like GT3 money into that car and make it look that, you know? So. Yeah.
I don't know, like the 911 GT3 kit, like locally, the red one.
It's not local.
No,
I saw it online.
Cali, right?
Yeah.
Some guy at a gas station do a whole.
But that guy loves his car, and I respect him for working
that's
hard.
a respectable.
I think it's the workmanship was very nice on it, right? Like when you see a clapped out Chevy Cruze with the wing that's bolted in with two self tappers, there's nothing respectable about that. You know what I mean? But when you see like a guy whose like bodywork is A1 on the car, yeah, it's a Boxer, he's doing GT3 stuff to it, sure, maybe that's rice, but the workmanship they went into it, the quality of the build itself, A1.
That's what you respect.
That's what I respect, you know, like the quality of the build, like how far are you taking into it?
Okay, well, we're about to reach the 30-minute mark, and this conversation has to keep going, so we're going to take a quick little cut, and then hopefully we can merge it nicer in the next little... Perfect time for an ad break. So thank you all for watching and listen to me and Matt yap about random stuff. But if you'd like to support us further, we create merch for you to buy. So we have air freshener, a flight tag, right here. This is what it looks like. And a keychain as well. This is actually pretty cool. I have it on my own keys. We also created our t-shirts. This is more. So this is what it looks like in the front. like so. And on the back, it has a description of what we stand for. So it's all here. If you want to like to purchase and support us, there's a link down below. Just go through that and yeah. So I guess that's all I wanted to say. So okay, back to the show.
Title of the podcast. Cruises and fentanyl.
Yeah, I know. You don't have the title. Underground, cruises, and fentanyl.
Why does Underground hate cruises so much?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so, all right, I got one is maybe a little personal, but I'm gonna go for it anyways.
Yeah, personal.
What were some of the obstacles you guys faced as the brand developed?
Oh boy.
I think definitely with to do with going out of our boots too quick. There's a thing where like when you have a certain opportunity that you come across in your business where you have to scale or you kind of plateau. And I think we really hit that opportunity very early on in our business, thankfully. But I think that also put a lot of stress, and then like we weren't ready for it, I would say. That's the bottom line. And now, obviously, like, me and Will, we used to, like all of us really, used to have sleepless nights, like 3 days in a row just at the shop. We used to,
Bro, that's so funny.
I see the videos, man. Like, we personally slept in every single corner of the shop. Like, there's,
and
cardboard.
You didn't go home like you smell.
Yeah, we wished we had I looked at the pressure washer. I'm like, I wish I could take a shower right now.
So, a lot of people, they come up to me and they're like, yo, like, how is it running a business? How is it, running it, because on paper it seems like rainbows and sunshine, that, oh, you have a big following, whatever, but there's a lot of pressures that come with that, and like we've made mistakes in the past. We made mistakes about how we handle certain situations, and we could have done A when we should have, or we did A when we should have done B, but I think we learn from those things, and it only makes us better as entrepreneurs and stuff. But there's no major obstacle that I would say I can point out to you guys to be like, oh, this is A, B, C. This was like the hardest part of doing the business.
You learn as you go.
I think a lot of people I would say like, if you were to look at our business, you'd be like, oh, how's the hate? Because our business is very, like, Underground's a trailblazing brand. It's a very controversial thing. It's not like, oh, we make wheels and, that's all we do and we do it well.
You guys don't support takeovers.
You know what I mean? Exactly, and that's a big thing. Oh, you guys support takeovers, and, bashing on takeovers, rightfully so, is a popular thing right now, right? You support takeovers, you're weird. You know what I mean?
How dare you?
Underground has never supported takeovers, because takeovers is something where it's like you're doing shit that's like outlaw shit, like rioting shit. You know what I mean?
Honestly, like starting off before Underground and everything, like I used to be a takeovers kid, but takeovers back then when it wasn't popular, it was kind of like, it was just runs. It was a lot of car enthusiasts, together. Yeah, exactly. We'd find the parking lot, do our dumb shit, and then head out when the cops come. Very respectful. I went to takeovers with a buddy like a year into Underground, and I saw how much it changed.
For the worst.
And it was insane. It wasn't even like, there was no cars drifting. It was just kids running around breaking shit. Like I seen a kid on red light street sign, and he was just bashing it. I'm like, that has nothing to do with cars.
Yeah,
like what
cars,
are you? Like you're just disturbing everything.
Yeah,
you're breaking shit. This is just like a reason for kids to do illegal stuff.
Yeah, and like a lot of people like we're not doing. Like our Underground meets, a lot of people have misconceptions because they think we're just going out to Paloma or whatever. They compare it with Paloma,
That's
like
crazy.
We're going to someone else's property, private property, and doing this stuff without consent, without permission. No, all our meets are sanctioned, right? We contact police, police, districts and stuff like that, and we have them like presence there at our meets. If you're doing, and they're like, I remember the police officer came up to me during our meet and was like. If somebody does stunt driving here, I'm still going to take them up, lock them up. Thank you.
To each their own.
Thank you for doing your job. Like, I'm not going to stop you from doing your job. You know what I mean? If someone's sliding in a crowd, I want you to stop them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not what I want on my me, and a lot of people they misconsider that. But
That's why we bought a megaphone when we did.
literally, I was
meet.
running around the
I'm running around tapping cars like stop what you're doing. Like this is just like do your revs whatever. It's
Yeah.
just noise. But once you start drifting and doing donuts,
Yeah, stop.
You draw the line between
That-
revving is okay, but donuts not okay.
yeah, because that's when you can kill someone.
So
Burnouts?
Okay, so here's the thing. So for me, it's all about experience.
Yeah.
So for our first meet, we had people sliding in the parking lot. Keep in mind, this is like parking that that Vibrant Performance owned, right?
Private
So it's
lot.
all
It's a
our
private
property,
lot.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then they had some guys from Too Fast. So Too Fast, they're very experienced drivers.
Oh, yes.
I'll put my newborn baby in the middle and have him do donuts around it.
Yeah.
I'll do that gender reveal. I'll put my pregnant wife there. I'm not worried.
he knows what he's doing.
Because the cars, the cars are built to do that. You know what I mean?
Pregnant?
I don't have a wife. I'm just giving you
We're in
an
our
example.
20s, bro.
Just making sure.
Analogies.
We're young, man.
No, but that's what I mean. Like those guys know what they're doing, and the cars are built to do that well. Angle kits or whatever. You know what I mean?
They're drift builds.
Yeah, they're drift
They have
builds.
fire extinguishers. They're ready for the worst. Like
Yeah.
if anything happens, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have no problem with them doing it. It's those kids that come in with a rear-wheel drive car, sometimes all-wheel, and
Your son's
Sometimes front wheel with McDonald's.
they're on winter
fucking
tires. You have no
trays on
grip.
the
They
back.
do it, and they're doing that stuff. Someone's gonna get hurt. That's what I have a problem with, right? My whole idea is I want people to come to this event. I want them to have fun. I want them to view that other side of car culture that some people may view as destroying the car community, whatever, burnouts, two-step, and all. People hate that stuff. There's a certain group that like, oh, why are you revving your car? Why is there flames coming out the exhaust? Why, you know what I mean? And I get that. Sure, you don't like it. That's your problem. Don't come to the meet. You know what I mean? But there is a select few people that that's what they enjoy about cars. They like seeing the two steps. They like seeing that stuff. And I think a large majority of people, like you look at Importfest, you can say that the people that enter their cars into Importfest, those cars are like they have an exception process. They don't accept bad cars. They accept built cars. They accept show car level cars. And those guys are two-stepping on their way out of Toronto anyway. You know what I mean? So
Making a show, man.
And you can argue that the guys that are bringing their cars to shows or doing all this are the epitome of car enthusiasts. You know what I mean? Those are the guys that are building their cars to display to others,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you're gonna tell me they're takeover kids?
It's not the same.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's one of those things where you're hating from outside the club. You know what I mean? Like Chris Brown.
You're not even
Exactly, right? So I think it's a bandwagon that I think exists, and it's just a bunch of losers that have nothing better to do with their lives.
Yeah.
Do you guys like on your platforms outright like not condone takeovers, or you just not say anything about it at all?
I don't. Okay, honestly,
We've
good
said
point.
it.
We've definitely
Said it.
said that we don't support takeovers. Like someone would comment, "Oh, you guys are hosting takeovers." I'd be like, "No, I don't do. We don't do takeovers. We don't affiliate with it, right?" Sure, I didn't make a statement saying, "Hey, we don't do takeovers," but why should I need to? We're not doing it in the first place.
That's true. Yeah. Fair
Right?
enough.
So, and our videos, I get it. They're really edgy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
just
like
the
that,
editing.
the burnouts and the editing. But yo, like, I'm sorry, but a picture of you taking pictures with your buddies in a parking lot, whatever, it doesn't get views. It doesn't get pushed on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't, right? The videos of your buddies, doing fuck shit, like whatever it is, that will, right? And from a business standpoint, I have to do what I have to do to make sure that my content gets pushed,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
So you're taking in like the edgy energy that takeover kids provide without actually condoning takeover.
Without the
Absolutely.
danger.
Yeah,
Without the
edge of-
danger.
yeah, like
We're
not
edging.
edge of it.
We're
yeah,
edging.
but it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not like him
Yeah.
like in the middle of an intersection. Whee!
And our results speak for themselves, Like look
Yeah.
at the growth of the page, Like Michael, like Michael has seen us before everything, at every stage, of our business. When we first started doing what we do, and Michael, like he's like the OG. That's how we kind of view you,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's been in the car community. He's seen other brands do what we did, whatever. I'm not gonna name the brands.
Also my
Like I'm building
He's our hunk,
I'm building an E36 race car. He has one already,
Exactly, right?
done up.
So
I take inspiration from how the shop is and the projects that he has.
like you've seen the birth, the conception
Yeah.
of brands brands and the end and how they crash. You know, I mean, you've seen other brands other than us, right? And you gave us advice throughout the life cycle of our business. You know, I say like we're still relatively new in.
You still have a lot of potential.
We still have a lot to do. You know, obviously, my main objective to be from, we haven't said it, I want to be the 1320 of Canada.
1320.
Yeah. So I want to be those guys that, like, you know, like you can't say 1320 condone takeovers. Who says that?
Yeah.
Right? But they're there with a camera.
And they're running, bro.
You know what I mean?
Running.
So that's like 1320 arguably does like the most hood rat shit. You know, but when people look at 1320 videos, they're like,
yeah,
nice.
That's cool.
Is the style of like 1320 something that you want to push as well?
No, definitely not. 1320 is a dying brand. You know this.
No, but like the style of content where it's like, when I see 1320, it's more so like documentary type beat.
Yeah. Like a Vice. I think of Vice when I think 1320. Yeah.
Is that something that you're also trying to get into?
No, I just think it's I'm talking about the environment of 1320.
Yeah.
You know, like what they represent, what they street racing, stuff like
it's
that.
about the journey, about like how like a story. There's always a story about these two cars, like, you know, pitting against each other, trying to figure out who's the fastest one, right?
Yeah, but for us, it's like, I think our branding right now is police.
NWA?
Yeah, and those guys who really hate on, you know, car, bro, that's the coolest part of a car. You know, burnouts, two-stepping, like, come on. You know what I mean?
Good cops and bad cops. As you were saying earlier.
Exactly, right? So obviously I want to do all that. My main priority when we promote this stuff is make sure people are safe. No one's getting hurt, right? And no one, you know, at any underground event, no one's got hurt.
It's been successful from what I'm seeing, so I'm very proud and honored to know you people, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. No, I definitely appreciate it. Again, Mike, like we've always had like a friendship, you know, like even before this. Before business, it's always been a friendship, you know. So
just come to shoot.
You've seen it. Like you've seen it evolve from stickers on cars to a brand, you know.
I was so against the sticker on car, but you're gonna have a little Corolla with this happening. Yeah.
And that us, you know, like our thing has always been like, yo, like underground, like Hoonigan. I take inspiration from Hoonigan. You see Hoonigans on Hoopties all the time, but you know when
it works, right?
When you think of Hoonigan, you don't think of that sticker on that car. You think of Gymkhana, you think of Ken Block, you think of their branding, right? Yeah. That's because it's on a shitbox. It's still Hoonigan.
And if anything, the shitbox gets made fun of, not the Hoonigan brand.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think the best advice Michael's ever given to us?
Honestly,
That's a good question.
I think a lot of Michael's advice has been not so much how to grow our business, but it's been, here is what people have been doing similar to you, and this is where they failed. You know what I mean? So, especially like, we used to install banners every chance we could. You know what I mean? And like we would see a guy doing, there was actually a video of a guy cutting up on 401 and our banner was on that car.
G35.
It was in G35. And then I thought back to Mike saying, yo, you gotta be careful who you put the banners on, because you don't know what they're gonna be doing with that banner and your company's gonna be attached to it, right? I think that goes, Michael saw the potential downfall of it. And I think that's a necessary operating risk of what, you know, to have a banner on a car. That's what you have to accept. But that day I realized, like, the only thing that went through my mind is like, yo, Mike was right. You know, like this was, is arguably great publicity, right?
Yeah. Swimming through traffic.
Yeah, swimming through traffic. Like, it aligns with our brand, but the guy almost wiped out.
Yeah.
But he caught that shit, and that shit was sick. The video looked sick. I was so happy.
But you were doing it.
But I'm thinking, like, if
like
that went
3
wrong.
p.m. with families on the road, you know, that's
Dude,
where.
there's a guy on Toronto Car Spotting that crashed his whip, and on the back of his car was underground.
I saw that.
You know what I mean? I saw that, and I'm like, that's not a good look, right? Yeah. But it's just like, it's gonna happen, right? Shit happens.
You know, like sometimes you just can't control that, right? That's out of your control.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then like arguably, like going back to your point about like any publicity is good publicity, like have you felt any negative side effects from those two events?
No.
There you go. I think that answers
Nothing in real life. It's always just behind the phone.
The people that were hating on that, whatever it is, they already set in their mind to hate us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember I had a conversation with I'm not gonna name his name, obviously. I don't know if he wants to be outed like this, but
I will.
remember that F30 I was telling you about? Don't say his name, but like the F30 that's on bags. It's a really nice car, whatever. So he's what I would consider a very enthusiast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, it's black. Black F30, whatever.
Well, we don't have.
I'll show you after. But anyway, like I saw him one day in Pickering, saw a nice car on the side, and I'm like, hey, got out of the car. I'm like, nice car. You know, I'm talking to him, whatever, and then we're exchanging information, whatever, and then he saw that I was underground. And then he's like, oh, you're underground? There's no way. Because he already had a preconceived notion of what someone that ran underground looked and talked and interacted with people, right? And he saw me, and then he full 180. Because you guys, like, if you were to separate underground from us, you would have a different perspective of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Did you ask him?
Yeah.
What he expected?
Exactly. He's like, yo, guy with a shiesty hoodie, you know what I mean?
Shiesty kills
Like squeeze Benz type of guy.
Yeah, like those type of dudes, you know? But, like, he definitely didn't expect me to be like the person I was, you know? And I
There's
think...
some chill guys. Man.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. We're just...
You're not gonna lie, dude. If you put like a big black hoodie and like had a shiesty on, I'd be scared.
Yeah.
Talking to you, you're like a big teddy bear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, like I would like to think I'm easy to talk to, and I'm not like the person that you would associate underground with. Same thing with Will, you know, like Will's also not like a hoonigan, you know what I mean? So
Will's so sweet.
yeah, so like like you know, I'm the type of guy like, yo, like if you need help with something, I'm there, you know. So I think we all are, you know. So I think he was one of those people. He's pretty known in the community, and then now whenever someone says something like that, he told me. It's like now whenever someone says something about underground, he'd be like, talk to him. Just talk to him, and you'll understand what they're all about.
You gained yourself an ambassador that day.
Yeah, I wouldn't say ambassador, but he was
Dude, if he's going around telling people,
technically ambassador.
that's
So
totally an ambassador.
I'm like, those are the conversations I love to hear about. You know, that like I'm glad you had a change of heart with how you viewed us in underground.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're just guys running a business.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're a functioning shop. You know, we clock
you guys are a
in.
business.
We're a business. You know, we wrap cars. Eventually, we're gonna have a bigger space, and we're gonna be doing contracts with other companies.
That's
Like,
the thing, right?
it's an established business that we pushed out really good.
Oh no!
Oh, the graphics card, tough.
Oh boy,
some
Maybe you wanna
books
be-
just fell off our shelves for all your listeners.
that's not good.
Oh, if you wouldn't be.
It's a Radeon. Is that a Valorant card? That's sick.
I'm gonna leave it here.
But yeah, that's I guess that's an obstacle is dealing with the hate. But I feel like there's always us. Like you talk to us, that hate's gone. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it like hurt your heart a little bit and your emotions to see that like people generally dislike underground, or is that just like something that like comes with the territory of being popular?
Yeah, 100%. I think that that's a great way to put it. Actually, I couldn't have said it better myself. Like I think that's something that comes with anything, what you do in any space. You know what I mean? Like you could be making a search engine, and the only way you can be operating that search engine is by running ads or collecting data or whatever. And people will always find a way to pit you out to be a bad guy. Because like I said, it's always out of envy.
Whatever you do, you're always gonna have someone not liking what you do. Like in any field, like it's just kind of
Bound to
how.
have some hate.
It's just kind of how people react to things.
It's you ever
Everyone
get
reacts
a
different.
like a backhanded compliment?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're this, that, but you're doing this. You know what I mean? It's a backhanded compliment, right?
More than you seem.
So I feel like we get a lot of that, right? Like a lot of people, they're afraid to kind of brand themselves a certain way. Honestly, like you name one other company in Toronto that has the potential underground has, and I'll shut my mouth. You know what I mean? Like there's no one else doing what we're doing. There's no one else collecting a big enough following, right? To do shit like not like a new brand doing this is unheard of. You know what I mean?
Guys grew so quick.
You know what I mean? And it's also the market. The same guys are going back to like Cars and Coffee. Those same guys that are acknowledging the carbon fiber trim interior on this Ferrari, you know what I mean? Some shit like that. Those guys are not buying my t-shirts.
You wouldn't care.
You know what I mean?
Why should you care?
So why do I care to cater to that community? You know, the same guys hating on online or whatever, they're not buying my t-shirts, they're not buying my banners, you know? So you gotta focus on your niche, you gotta focus on your demographic, and then you just kind of be happy with that. You know what I mean? There's no need to kind of convince someone to love your brand. You know, your branding should do that by itself.
Yeah. That's like through your work, right?
Exactly.
Like, should appreciate you through your work rather than like, please like my work.
Exactly.
Do you like it? Okay, cool.
We're not in the name of convincing people to love our meats or love two-stepping or love. I'm not saying that it's better than what they're doing. I'm just saying this is what we do as underground, If you like it, if you enjoy it, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hate it till you love it, basically.
Hate it till you love it. What are you?
Yeah, whatever,
Did
bro.
you set the game? Hate it or love it?
Yeah, like they'll hate and then they'll see a car wrapped by Underground and be like impressed. It's like every car that comes out of the shop. You know, I'm very connected to the business side of things when it comes to the cars, and since we started, almost every car we've kept our warranty promises, and every car that we've done is perfect.
I think some of them you shouldn't have, but
Yeah,
you guys are good.
No,
We did our
customers
best when
always
we
right.
could. Yeah, we did our best when we
Some of
could.
them I don't believe is even your fault.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, so it's like
I see wrap jobs coming out of different shops, and I'm like, this is depressing. Like, this puts a bad name on what wraps are, you know? Like, it's one of those things where
You guys know who we're talking about, but yeah.
You know, like,
We get stressed out of the podcast, but one of the funnier stories that you guys told me about was you guys sold some rap material to a guy, and the guy said, I'll do it myself. And he did it, and he asked for an Underground banner on, which he put on.
Yes.
And it was like the most ass job
Yeah.
possible.
Trash!
And you guys are looking like, this has her name on it.
So, exactly, yeah. So,
like if
I have
it's
no
a
mind talking
wrap,
about that.
if it's a wrapped car and it's a bad wrap job, then
And people are going to assume that we wrap it because
Exactly.
the banner's on there, but
Exactly.
it has happened.
like the guy is
Yeah.
a cool guy. Like we have nothing against him as a person, but the rap job was bad. Like he knows this, by the way. Like he's messaged me on multiple occasions. Are you sure you want me there? The rap job is bad, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like yo, I don't like it is what it is.
Yeah.
From what I know, he rewrapped the car, and it's a lot better than it was before.
Nice.
I'm so happy. But yo, he ran the banner before he wrapped the car.
Okay.
So like I don't mind. Like it's bound to happen. No, I'll tell you after. But
there's a couple. There's a couple.
but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm okay with that, because I'm not gonna force you to wrap your car with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at this point, Underground means so much more than a car that's being wrapped.
a rap job.
Yeah. So it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at first, that was kind of like a sensitive topic, like
Yeah.
making sure all the wrap jobs are perfect, because it's all over shows. Especially if you can take your
We'll
car,
see it.
if you can take your car to a show. Sure, if you're just rapping and you're not like going to shows, but no, you come into shows with us.
We never go to shows to display our wraps. That's never been our objective, right? Our objective is to sell the brand, right?
Yeah.
Sell the clothing, whatever. Like a lot of like companies go to shows and they're like, oh, we do PPF, we do wraps, and this is an example of our work.
Yeah.
We do that too, but we're not here for that.
That's not your main.
Like
that's not your main objective.
all my like B2B connections are done online or email. In this day and age, sure, you could say that, meeting someone in person is objectively like the better way to handle business, but it's all like online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we built the following what we did, not by going to everybody and be like, hey, we're Underground, this is our raps, whatever.
Let me wrap your car.
Like
took a video of it. We took a
from
video
all
of it.
the shows that we went to. Like we've had a couple of consultations at the shows, and maybe we've done like 2. But like most of it,
it was not your main
exactly.
sale
Yeah,
that day. That was not your main objective.
That was not the main objective.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense. Well, okay. Well, we're reaching to
Beautiful.
the end of the podcast. So, is there any final words that you guys want to say or talk about?
Yeah, I definitely I guess I want to talk about the future of Underground, what we plan to do.
All right, let's go. Let's tell the audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Spilling too much. But
Yeah, I know. But objectively, I want Underground to be like when you think Canada cars, I want you to think Underground. You know what I mean? Like that's my final goal for Underground. Like I want it to be like something bigger than us.
there's so many guys in the States that are so big, and then you look at Canada, and it's kind of like
It's kind of trash.
Canada gets a lot of bad rep. You know what I mean? I feel like, but you look at who's winning Canadian cars.
Uncle Ray.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, those guys, like, Canada is being rep. Like, we have some sick builds, and we have relatively
we
like,
just don't have the platform to display them.
So I want Underground to
We
be
are a
that
platform.
that platform, and you hate us, I guess you get left behind.
I gotta go people's balls later. He's been bugging me.
What do you think that looks like in terms of like having the platform to display like Canadian cars displaying Underground?
Well, I think it's more about like what you see online, right? Like I'm not talking about doing like a whole walk around of a car and be like, hey, look at this part that's installed. Like that's boring as hell to me, bro. Like
cool.
That's not something I want to see. Like I want to see the car work. I want to see that car. I want to see it like ripping down the highway. Like smoking Nagata 300. Run on the UK. Like that's the type of shit I want to put on the map. I wouldn't be surprised if you see me behind bars for doing a high speed run on the 401.
That wasn't smoky, bro.
Yeah, but like that's the shit that goes down in the history books.
And that's aura.
That's aura.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like, that's
aura.
the stuff you remember. That's legacy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you think Top Secret, you think these guys hit and runs. You think Midnight Club, you think of those cars, you know,
Yeah.
cruising in the
Porsches,
Tokyo
the
streets.
Widowmakers.
You know what I mean?
It's
So-
names that you always remember and always say.
You know, I think I want Underground to have some sort of staple, and I guess it's just to find out what that staple is.
Can you give some hints as to like what sort of like content you guys are putting out in terms of this like smoke?
Nothing yet. Like nothing yet.
no.
Like nothing like in the works. Like I feel like once I like we got to think about it because
Okay.
smoking. Like if you're, there's a very famous saying. It's like, yo, if you're copying what other people did to be, you know, known for. Like okay, for example, Facebook. If you want to be the next Mark Zuckerberg, you're not gonna make Facebook. You're gonna do something else in that space. If I do another top speed run, whatever, I'm not gonna be top smoking Nagata. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he did what he did because he was the first one to really plan that. You know,
Yeah.
go to a different country and just rip a Supra. You know what I mean? So if you're copying him, you're not learning from him.
You're not.
You know, you gotta find something else that you have to do.
You
Yeah.
gotta do what you want to do to achieve your fame or whatever goal you want.
Yeah,
right?
like I could say that we want to host like the biggest meets in Toronto, like underground meet. Everyone's got to be there. But no, that's a show. But like me,
Yeah.
like we already did that. We already did one of the biggest
Accomplished.
meets. You know, like a
Accomplished.
couple thousand people were there that day. So you don't see that anywhere. You know what I mean? So hopefully YouTube soon.
Hell yeah.
I guess that's the biggest kind of switch over.
More meets coming in 2025.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
be ready for
A
those.
lot of state meets. Like we're gonna be traveling a lot next year.
Yeah, our plans to
I don't know if I should have mentioned, but
Let me know a gap, boy.
Yeah,
I'll play with you guys.
yeah.
no.
We gotta do GAT. You gonna bring the S15?
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Me too.
we're building our cars throughout the winter, getting ready for summer.
Yeah.
Summer's
Prelude's gonna be. You're gonna see the prelude up there.
Yeah.
Oh, winter.
E36 shooting at the hood, man. Come on.
Hell yeah.
All right.
A
Well,
lot of
Last couple
plans.
questions. You guys can rap. Can you guys rap other things?
Of course.
Can you guys wrap presents?
We
Are you guys around Christmas time? You guys get presents?
no, I can't do that. I'm not an origami guy. I can't lie.
origami.
Can you guys rap on beats?
Ooh, no.
No? Okay. I had to ask.
I was a rapper before I was a rapper, so that's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
Yeah, I should sound. Here's a,
I have one SoundCloud song, but we're not gonna listen to it.
here's an incentive for your watchers. If you could find Yassine's rap
boy.
song, $50 gift card on our website.
No, free.
It can't be one of my boys because they all know.
It has to be a viewer of this podcast, and you have to find this thing, $50 gift card, no problem.
No, y'all. Until you find it, let us know. I want
That's
to
actually gonna be exciting.
find out.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm so glad I asked that question.
I was like, where are we going with this?
That track might ruin the reputation.
You tried. I give A for effort. Whether I listen to it or not, A for effort.
They're gonna find the track, listen to it, like they're gonna turn it off. They're like, screw the $50, it's not worth it.
Oh my god.
It took me 5 minutes, okay? So let's just move on from that.
Okay, well, all right, we reached the end of the episode, and thank you guys for coming out.
Pleasure being here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Excited for the 2025 season.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Well, we will have fun this year. I hope to see more of you guys and see you guys grow more
Yeah.
and achieve the things that you guys want.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be hands on the track too. So.
Okay, so there's their TikTok, there's their Instagram. I think you can just put the link down below, or you guys want to do a shout out.
Right here.
Underground.
I want it right here.
You want it right there. Just
Right where I'm
face.
pointing.
Okay, well, that's the end of this episode, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Sir, you all do a dab up at the end?
Yeah, that's all.